nuclear war, a catastrophe so devastating, it would split human history in two, the world that came before and the apocalypse that comes after. What happens when the dust settles and the world is left to pick up the pieces? In this video, we'll explore the terrifying reality of what happens after a nuclear war, from the immediate fallout to the long-term collapse of civilization. When a nuclear weapon detonates, it releases an explosion hotter than the surface of the sun. A fireball forms, vaporizing everything in its immediate vicinity. Buildings, people, entire landscapes, all reduced to nothing. But that's only the beginning. The real danger comes in the hours that follow. What happens next? A firestorm sweeps across the land, creating an updraft that sends soot and ashes into the sky. This creates a colossal cloud known as a pyrocumulonimbus, which sends particles so high that they can stay suspended in the atmosphere for years. Once the soot enters the upper atmosphere, it blocks the sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface. It's not like the sky will suddenly turn black, but the world will be plunged into a nuclear winter. Imagine a day when the sun barely shines, temperatures plummet, and the world becomes cold and dark. Even a small-scale nuclear conflict could trigger this shift. But what if it happened on a global scale? With less sunlight, crops won't grow. Seasons no longer follow their natural cycles. Winters stretch on, summers shorten and cool. Even those might vanish entirely. The food we rely on won't grow, and that's just the beginning. Less rain, longer droughts, and failing harvests would send shockwaves through the global food system. The world's bread baskets, regions like the Great Plains, Ukraine, and China, would turn bare. Without food, humanity will be left in a race against time. Within weeks, food production will crash, but it's not just crops at risk. Modern agriculture depends on a complex system of machinery, fuel, and fertilizer. And once the supply chains break down, the entire system stops. Imagine this: no fuel, no fertilizer, no machinery. Agriculture simply ceases. If the countries that produce our food are in the conflict, the situation grows dire. The world would face total collapse. Now let's imagine the worst-case scenario: a full-scale nuclear war. Thousands of nuclear weapons detonating, spreading destruction across continents. Immediate deaths number in the hundreds of millions. But the nuclear winter that follows would devastate agriculture worldwide, cutting global food production by 90%. This isn't just a disaster, this is an extinction event. Humanity would be reduced to a fraction of its current size. Those who survive will face harsh conditions in a world that no longer resembles the one we know. Some parts of the world may fare slightly better. Nations in the southern hemisphere like Australia, Argentina, and New Zealand might have milder winters and more livestock to rely on. They might survive the nuclear winter, but even they will face serious challenges. And as the world crumbles, desperate nations may turn on each other, fighting for resources. After the war, humanity would be thrown back thousands of years. Technology, knowledge, and society would unravel. The world would become a wasteland, and civilization as we know it would collapse. We'd struggle to rebuild, but the scars would never fully heal. And a haunting question remains: would we ever rebuild nuclear weapons again? This is why we must do everything we can to prevent nuclear war. The consequences are unimaginable. And the recovery? It could take generations if it's even possible. But the good news is we still have time. We can all play a role in reducing the risk of nuclear conflict. Whether it's supporting organizations that promote disarmament or becoming more informed, the future of humanity is in our hands. Thanks for watching. If you found this video eye-opening, share it. Spread the word about the risks we face, and together, let's work to ensure this nightmare never becomes reality. Stay informed, stay safe, and together, let's make the world a better place.